Procrastination is silently killing your life. Do you know the feeling that you always put things off? For example, those small little tasks. Then it slowly turns to tomorrow, and then the day after, and then next week, and then you never do it. What if I told you there's one simple rule that can instantly cure your procrastination? It's called the 2-minute rule. I use this rule to study my law degree and also build my business. And when I was studying my law degree, I have this kind of problem as well. I always put off tasks. I always don't do the small little tasks, or I always drag my tasks. Before we start the whole rule, hi, my name is Jordan and I study law and I work in few law firms before, and currently I'm an entrepreneur. I just want to be clear, I'm not a guru. I'm just here to share my personal experience of how I deal with procrastination or how I become more productive. Alright, I'm not gonna waste your time, let's just jump right into it. The 2-minute rule is introduced by David Allen, one of the most best productivity expert in his book Get Things Done. Here's how he put it. If an action would take less than 2 minutes, it should be done at the moment it is defined. Why? Because all these small tasks takes a lot of energy to revisit them. If you don't solve it right away, it costs you more time, more mental energy, and it's really frustrating if you need to revisit them and track them and get it done. For example, back then my manager will ask me to send meeting notes. It's less than 2 minutes. I can get it done within like 20 seconds, but I always put it off. I feel the stress. I have no idea why I feel the stress, because probably he's my manager, but I already have the meeting notes, but I put it off. So eventually I forgot, and then I caused a lot of problems, and then this and that. At the end, we are fine. But I just want to say, if that task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it right away, because you can minimize your problem, you can have better time management, and you don't need to revisit, because all those small stuff, if you pile it up, it's a big problem for you to solve it. Now you know the 2-minute rule. I want to share a bit of my experience. Back then, I'm the king of procrastination, I'm telling you. I will not wash my dish for one day. I will not reply to message. And every single morning I'm tired, and I will always say, alright, I will stay in bed for 10 minutes. But eventually I stayed up for like 1 hour more. I always feel the pressure to start new tasks because I'm a perfectionist. So it's really difficult for me to start tasks. And when I'm in work, for example, I have invoices to open, but I will always put it off because I feel stressed. I can't really explain, but this is procrastination. And it wasn't because I'm lazy. And the longer I delay, the heavier I feel it on my shoulder, because everything just pile up together. And one day I came across this rule. I'm telling you, my life changed overnight, instantly. At the same day, I replied 20 emails I was supposed to send that day. I washed my dishes right away after I eat, and I replied to my friends that I ghosted for no reason. But after that, my brain just cleared. Right after I do those things, my brain is way clearer. Now let's talk about the science, why this rule works psychologically. Your brain is constantly making micro decisions all day long, and every single choices you made actually drain your mental capacity, and that's called decision fatigue. And when you let small tasks sit in your brain will keep on cycle all those small tasks, and this will lead to mental friction, anxiety, and guilty. But when you complete something, even a really small task, you will get dopamine, and that's the feel-good chemical that tells your brain that I am feeling good right now, I did something, and then it just makes me feel nice. So now you will start clear your desk, clean up your laundry, you will start to wash your dish, and this is actually backed by psychology. His name is BJ Fogg. He's a Stanford scientist. He teaches that small habits should start tiny, because small action reduce internal resistance. Now here's the real power of this rule. You don't just use this 2-minute rule for your daily small tasks. You use it for your massive goal. For example, if you want to write a book, or you want to create a YouTube channel, if you want to write a book, don't straight away write 1,000 words. Set a goal, what you're going to do. Those small tiny detail is really important. Or for example, you want to start workout, don't go to the gym right away to start to do bench press, shoulder press. Start to do push-up first, because you've never been to the gym. You'll be overwhelmed if you go to the gym, because there's a lot of people there, people are looking at you. It's alright, stay home and do push-up, sit up, or squat first. For me, recently I want to start a YouTube channel, and I told myself one day I will make one video, and I don't care how I make the video, I will just make one video every single day. So I start to do content on TikToks, and now I'm trying to do content on YouTube. Not perfect, but I try my best to do this video for you guys. And when I start this video, I break down into more detail. For example, I start to write script first, and then I start to think about the title, and then I start to think, how can I provide value to my audience? So if you write it down step by step, it's actually easier for you to do it. This is how I do. I write out an idea. It takes me less than 2 minutes to do it. I'll just write an idea. I don't even care whether it's good or not. I just write down idea. Second, I will just open my script document, and then I will just write for 10 seconds. This actually helps me to become more and more consistent with my work. But I'm just saying, if you can write more than 10 seconds, or if you can do more than 2 minutes, you do it. But this 2 minutes rule is actually just to help you to kickstart your dreams, your goals, or your daily life. The next thing I want to talk about is environment. The 2-minute rule actually works better if your environment is good, because sometimes your willpower is not controllable, but environment, you can control it. For me, I will design my space. I really like my desk to be nice, to have all the things I like. So I'll usually put sticky notes like 2-minute rule, what I need to do under 2 minutes, or I will put, please wash your laundry, please wash the dish, or for example, remember to eat vitamins, or my daily life. So in my case, I always forget to put my toothpaste cap back, and I also always forgot to put my shirts into the laundry basket. So all these notes actually helps me, and everything is under 2 minutes. And another way to fully utilize this rule is to track whether you are consistent with it. You can try this method. Every time when you do a 2-minute task, you try to make a tally, or you try not to break the chain, so you are consistent with your 2 minutes rule. And eventually you don't even need this rule, because you are consistent, you have discipline, and then you don't need rules to help you, because you already built a habit in your life. Then you can start stacking habit, and this comes from James Clear Atomic Habits. For example, after you brush your teeth, you can reply a message, or after a morning coffee, you can clear one file, or after lunch, you can drink 1 glass of water. So you're not just building tasks, you're actually building a habit, and you're telling your brain, I'm the type of person, when I start a task, I will finish it. And now I want to talk about the real truth of this 2 minutes rule. 2 minutes rule is actually not about time, it's about momentum. You are not just crossing tasks, you are actually rewiring your brain to take action when it doesn't feel like it. And this effect is the best thing. A tiny habit turns into a routine turns into a lifestyle, and a lifestyle, you can create your own legacy. You can start a business, you can start to earn money, you can start to achieve your goals, and eventually you earn big money. All these goals comes to being consistent in your life, in your dreams. And my content, my business, my mindset all start from this 2 minutes rule. So if you feel stuck in your life, try this 2 minutes rule for 7 days. You can start to do a to-do list, or do sticky notes. You can start by those small steps. And remember, start small and track whether you're consistent with it, and celebrate when you cross off a task in your sticky notes. If you think this rule helped you, please share to others, to help them to solve their procrastination in their life. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.